key. Try that.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Right.
That one there? Yeah, LT16 TTE.
Can you check your daily checks? What do you do?
I check the tyres. I don't check the tyre pressures every day, but I check the tyre pressures probably once a week, something like that. I generally give the bike a wash. I check the oil. I generally do like a visual check looking around. I check the fuel, and that's about it, if I'm honest.
Lights?
Sorry, yes, I do check the lights. I'll have a walk around. Yeah, because on this one you get these like angel eyes that come on at the front, don't you? So. Yeah. Well, I'm out on observed ride number 3, being tracked by Dave. Watching for his indicators. I'm not going to talk too much because I need to concentrate, but I just want to introduce this video, and we'll talk about it later on.
Okay?
Yeah, fine, yeah. My favourite thing at the moment is putting it into first gear with the side stand down. So I didn't pick that speed limit up coming off that roundabout.
No.
I accelerated too fast, so that's a weak point for me. So.
Well, I'm pleased you said that, because it is for me as well. At the moment, you're still getting used to coming back to biking. It's awfully different from when you were last on the bike, as you've no doubt learning now. Think about your speed control. When you're coming into lower limits, you're braking too far and going below the limit and then having to build it up again.
Right.
That's causing problems
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So into 30s, you're dropping down to 20, 25.
And that's a common theme, Dave, because they both the previous guys talked about how I create pressure behind me by
Yeah. So you create if you do that, you're creating pressure, because car drivers, sometimes quicker than we are, or less quick at slowing down.
Yeah.
They want to go on. We want to go on until we have to change the speed limit. So try and think about judging distances.
Is that anticipation then, Dave? Is that about trying to?
You know when you've got to learn the bike and the braking capacity of your bike.
Yeah.
So you pick up the sign, you go from a national to a 30.
Yes.
How far do you need to brake from that 60
Yes.
to the 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you get to that imaginary line between the two posts,
Yeah.
you're doing 30 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're doing at the moment is you're braking a little bit too hard and dropping below the limit.
Yeah.
So you're crossing the line.
So I'm doing 26
20,
then.
25,
Yeah.
so you're crossing the line,
Yeah.
and then you're building it back up again.
Yeah.
Right. You're doing the opposite on roundabouts, and I can understand why. When we're taking the left off a roundabout, so we're in the outside, we're going round, you're creating problems because you could be a little bit quicker.
Yeah. My problem there is I'm still getting used to the weight of that, and it's looking right and having to go left. So I know.
Yeah, it's in the head, but,
Yes.
but as you're going onto a roundabout,
Yeah.
you're slowing down a lot more than you really need to.
Yeah.
So that you're creating pressures behind you. So it's national limit roundabouts. Nobody's ever going to go around the national limit. The big one at the end of the 45 where we turned down the A6, big one there, you got 4 junctions coming in.
That was a 3/4 right, was it?
3/4 right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going around there.
Yeah.
You went on, I went on. We could both get away quicker. There was the white car, the little white car that came on behind me. That I'm thinking, I really should be going a bit quicker.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So are you saying exit the roundabout faster?
As you're going round the roundabout.
What about my speed around the roundabout itself? Because at the moment I'm not confident going any faster than that.
Right, okay. You need to go a little bit quicker than
Right,
that.
okay.
I don't want you anywhere near the limit. I
No.
want you in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you really want to be a little bit quicker.
Okay.
Because you're creating that cars are coming up behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah, okay.
So creating that problem.
Yeah.
It's a learning thing. You won't get it overnight.
Yeah, and part of it's getting used to that, you see, as well,
That's
you
right.
see, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I was, might sound a daft thing, I think if I was on a lighter bike, I could probably do it better.
That bike is more capable, a lot more capable than you are.
Is it? All
No
right.
disrespect.
No, I'm sure you're right, no.
This is more capable than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll do things that I wouldn't dream of doing on it.
Right.
Because I'm not a road racer. I don't race bikes.
Yeah.
But it'll do a lot more things than I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar to yours. You take it to your level of confidence.
Okay.
All right? But you've got to learn that. You've got to find out. I don't want you, sounds odd. I don't want you to take you to the limit where you're now out of your comfort
No,
zone.
I can't. I actually can't do that, so, no.
You'll know when you've reached a limit and an acceleration, for instance, on a winter's road, and all the back wheel will go, oh, and you'll think it stepped out that, but it's probably only done that.
Yes, yeah.
That's the limit.
It's almost like in my mind when I'm going round a roundabout, or let's say I'm turning into a right-hand junction, say, I've almost created almost like an imaginary line and an imaginary speed that because the last thing I want to do obviously is drop that. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get well inside that, but it sounds like I'm getting too much inside it.
Yeah, don't overthink things. The bike is a lot more confident and comfortable taking corners than you are at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll come.
Okay.
Build up.
But I can't presume though, Jeff, can I, if you know what I mean? I can't presume I can just go around it faster, or can I?
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Yeah. Not on a busy roundabout. I wouldn't advise trying it on a busy roundabout. Find somewhere. Car park. How quick can you go? I don't want you out of your comfort zone though.
Yeah.
Always think about safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of it.
I suppose, and please tell me if I'm wrong here, I'd assume that over a number of months that sort of sense would start to come, because it's what it is for me. It's mixing the new bike, the balance, trying to read the roads, trying to turn that way as I'm actually looking that way.
There's a lot more going up in here than should be.
Yeah.
A lot of it's going to come second nature.
And that's why I'm erring on the cautious side.
That's fine.
Yeah.
When it starts to come second nature, we pick that up quite quickly.
Yes.
At the moment, it's not.
Yeah.
You're concentrating.
So is that just a function of the miles then, and just maybe trying a little bit harder?
It's practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's practice.
Yeah.
It's gaining those skills, trying maybe a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere near the end of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, push it a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
As you're coming out of a limit from 30 to a national, get that speed on.
Right.
Get it up there. Go.
Right. What, even faster than I've been doing?
Yeah. That's going to build up the confidence. Do that on the straight road before you try and do it on a roundabout.
Yeah.
You know, that you come off a roundabout or you come off a junction, out of a town, straight road, you're going from a 30 to a national.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that speed on a bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's going to build up the confidence in a straight line of what the bike can do.
Yeah.
You'll start to feel more confident.
Yeah.
That will then rub off and lead through bends, corners, roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all build up.
Righto.
But you've got to get used to the performance and the handling of the bike.
Yes.
So the more you can practice and do it on a straight line, the bike's upright and steady in a straight line, the bike's not going to do anything silly because it's upright and straight. You just want to see how quick can you get the power on. I don't want you to speed, I want you to get to the limit. If you're happy to do the speed limit, just to get there a bit quicker.
So would it be a good idea to find almost like a quiet, deserted bit of road, let's say a national speed limit of 60, and then practice going down, say, to 30. Imagine a line, let's say a gate, opposite a gate or a tree, down to 30, and then up to 60. Right, okay, without sort of standing it on its tail, but yeah.
A nice quiet road, nobody on it, straight road, you don't need to stand it on its tail, just
and vice versa as well, just get it down, bring it up, get it down, bring it up.
Yeah, get it down to speed on the brakes, then the gear change,
right.
bang, bang, bang,
yeah.
right, speed off again, accelerate up,
Right.
Bang, 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 up the gearbox.
Because again, please correct me here, but what I hardly ever use the brakes on that. I don't really notice, but I don't use. I just tend to use at third gear and engine braking. And just if 60 down to 30, what I'm doing is I'm just rolling down.
Yeah.
Is that lazy then? Is that?
That's lazy.
Right. So I should be braking.
Also in the book, there's a little comment on information. Tug. Take, use, and give.
Yeah.
So you take information, you use it,
Yeah.
give it out.
Yeah.
You're braking. Is there a car behind you? No. Who cares if you just wind down? If there's nobody behind you,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
But if you're going from a national to a 30 and there's a car behind you, you've got to tell him that you're braking.
Right.
Put the brake on.
And
You're
if
slowing
I
down.
roll off, he can't see the brake light
No,
coming
you
on
can't.
then. So
There's no brake light when you roll off.
right.
So you're not giving out a signal that you're doing something different.
Right.
You're changing your speed.
Yeah.
You've got to tell the car driver behind. They haven't been, most of them haven't been on a bike. They've got no idea of the engine braking
Mm-hmm.
that we can do on a bike. Cars can't do it because they're a lot heavier.
Yeah, sure.
They've got the momentum. And we can use the engine braking.
Mm.
But give the signal out that you're doing something different.
Okay.
You're slowing down.
Yeah.
So brake.
Right. Yeah. So brake more, a little bit more, almost like a little bit more assertive on the roundabouts then. Yeah.
That'll build up.
Yeah.
Practice on straight lines first.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'll give you on positioning, and I haven't looked at positioning much today, I'm looking at your slow speed and manoeuvring control. If you're sitting out near the crown of the road for a left-hand bend,
Yeah.
and the vehicle comes round that corner,
Yeah.
give way,
Okay.
move offline.
Get away from him. Yeah.
Split the distance between the two hazards. And the two hazards being the vehicle coming towards you and the verge
Okay.
or curb.
Yeah.
So halfway between.
Yeah.
If it's a big Volkswagen, maybe move a little bit further.
Sure.
If they're doing 60 coming towards you, you're doing 60 towards them, you have a closing speed of 120 in theory. It's the wind turbulence. You
Yes.
don't want to be caught in there. So the bigger the vehicle, give it more speed.
And if that means then I've now brought the vanishing point nearer to me, I presume I've got to sacrifice a bit of speed then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all not grey areas, but everything's fluid. It changes. all
Yeah, it's
the
like a
time.
formula. It's like a mathematical formula, isn't it?
And it's constantly changing.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Because when you've been off the bike for such a long time, I literally have to compute everything, you know. So even things like changing gear or braking, I've got to think, oh, brake, you know. Might sound you just do it without thinking about it, yeah.
No, we've all been there, we've all done it.
Yeah.
It'll become natural.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to get to.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So at the moment, just thinking about your speed control, your positioning is reasonable. I start to look at it a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But give way to oncoming vehicles.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Sacrifice position for safety.
Righto. Yeah.
If you still need to be out near the crown of the road
Yeah.
for a left-hand bend, after that vehicle's gone,
Mm-hmm.
then move back
Okay.
out again.
It's interesting because I thought I was doing that pretty well, and you're telling me actually I've got room for improvement, which is interesting feedback.
Well,
So
it's fluid.
Yeah.
You don't.
not doing
Yeah,
it
you picked up a
consistently.
left-hand bend.
Yeah.
So you want to be out to the crown, but not there's a vehicle coming towards you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to give way, and that giving way means you might be sacrificing your limit point.
Yeah.
Which means you might have to wind off a little bit of power.
Yeah.
Which means you might have to give out a signal because you've got a guy up your chuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Which
Okay.
means that he's gone now. You're going to have to move back out again.
Yeah.
And all the time it's mirrors as well.
Yeah.
And do I need to do a shoulder check, a blind spot check?
Mm.
Well, not if the vehicle's coming towards you. You don't.
No.
Because that's the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
The vehicle's gone, you want to change position, so consider, do I need to do a shoulder check? On the mirrors, oh, no, there's nothing changed. The white car behind me, he's still behind me, cursory glance maybe, and then move position.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all safety, it's all looking at that bubble of information, trying to keep it up to date.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, cornering position, moving away from oncoming traffic, roundabouts, a little bit more fluidity. When we're changing speed limit either up or down, use the brakes a bit more, and use my accelerator to actually move on and get up to speed.
Power, yeah. If there's people behind you, you can get away quicker
Yes.
than they can.
Yes.
Cars especially.
And try and create a bit of a
Try and create
a
that buffer.
Yes.
A bit of gap.
Yeah.
You can do something without compromising.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, but obviously I'm not doing it. It's like at the moment, because everything's new, I'm not doing it consistently. So.
Yeah, you're constantly asking yourself questions and talking to yourself.
Oh yeah, you can
I
see.
know you are,
You can probably see the thinking bubble above my head, can't you? Yeah. No. Good.
So
Excellent.
We want to get out to that. So it's the experience, the practice.
Yeah.
Get out on the ride. try and take on board what we say, keep going back to the book, because that's useful, and practice.
Because it's interesting, the point that Jeff made last week was about straight lining roundabouts. So I've been going around as many roundabouts as I can this week. I'm just trying to, and that's all I've been thinking of, just straight lining. So you've given me another chapter in that book.
Yeah, but the shoulder check comes in as well, or the blind spot check comes in as well.
Yeah.
I'm happy to use straight lining, providing I've seen that head going, yes, it's clear.
Yeah.
Nothing coming on.
Yeah.
You're going off, yes, it's still clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to hit anybody sort of coming into my blind spot here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you want to check, make sure there's nobody sitting in your blind spot before you get on there.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to straight line it, not a problem. Nobody in the mirrors, but is there somebody sitting in your blind spot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a quick check. No. Off we go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy?
Yeah. A lot to think about.
Lots to think about.
No, please just keep piling. Yeah. Just you go for it. So.
You take it in at your. Yeah.
Do you enjoy this, David? The actual is it a bit of a pain having to observe, or do you actually get a sort of a quiet satisfaction?
No,
there?
it's nice. It's
yeah.
nice. It's
Yeah.
nice giving information, giving some information,
Yeah.
teaching people some skills.
Yeah. You enjoy that.
Makes them safer.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been doing it a little while and you've had a guy fairly regular, and he gets to do a test.
Yeah.
It's good with those.
Yeah.
Makes them safer, makes you happier.
Well, I really appreciate this. Thank you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I am. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, keep it up, and if you lead off when I give you the thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm following Dave now. He's modelling some riding, so I'm just following his lines. Quite a long ride out today. Passing RAF Whitton, used to be where the Harrier was based before our government scrapped them. They just updated them, modified them. Spent tens and tens of millions, I think probably hundreds of millions actually, updating those aircraft. The best in the world. And then David Cameron and George Osborne scrapped them and sold them to the US for spares, the US Marine Corps. So those aircraft used to fly over my house 2 or 3 times a day, destroying Britain's armed forces. And for one who's worked in the defence industry for so many years, that sort of breaks your heart, really. Anyway, back to the biking. Dave's a very down-to-earth northerner. Been biking many years. Like a lot of these guys, they just give the time for nothing really. You make a token contribution towards fuel, but essentially, you know, they're giving their time up out of the kindness of their hearts, really. So a salute to all the IAM observers across the country. Thank you very much. Hope some of it sinks into my numbskull. Beautiful day now, we're out in Cambridgeshire. So this will be my longest ride today. Not been this far before. I guess you build up biking stamina, you know, those of you road warriors who are maybe should have put 500-600 miles in a day or more. Into the fens. Those of you not familiar with this part of England, this is years ago, this was essentially marsh and bog and big open expanses of water, and they put a number of drainage ditches, what they call dikes, in place just to drain it all off, and now it's the I suppose you can argue it's the breadbasket of the UK really. Now we're looking for the Green Welly. for some breakfast. Yeah. Well, headed home now. Been an interesting day. Dave has again a different style to my previous two observers. Very interesting actually, again just a whole different way of looking at roundabouts actually. But again, this continuing theme that I'm building pressure behind me by not making sufficient progress. I need to learn to trust the bike more, trust the tyres, trust the handling, and just make a little more progress really. So that's something I've really got to practice and work on, which I will. But yeah, an excellent session really. So now heading back from Cambridgeshire, heading west back towards the Midlands. It's part of the country I don't normally get out to. Very flat out here. But yeah, this is Back to the Bike signing out. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you get some benefit from it. Just please remember that these videos are not meant to replace any formal advanced riding scheme. But just trying to encourage you to have a go if you haven't already done so, and maybe to give you one or two tips maybe. Please do consider getting involved yourself. So this is Back to the Bike. Ride safe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.